Welcome to Coffee with Democrats, a sensible platform for progressive conversations. Coffee with Democrats is a grassroots movement dedicated to hearing from Democrats, candidates, legislators, and friends from all political backgrounds who want great conversations. Coffee with Democrats is committed to increase Democrat voter registration and Democrat voter turnout by making voting more exciting and meaningful. And now here's your host of Coffee with Democrats, Kevin Dawson.
Well, good morning and welcome to Coffee with Democrats in our new show, Morning Break. We're right in the thick of the election, folks. This is an exciting time. Looking at the numbers of the votes coming out of Tulsa County, out of Oklahoma County, and out of Cleveland County. We'll find out Tuesday whether Democrats are able to carry those when it comes to Kamala Harris's vote. We've got a lot of Democrats that are on the ballot all the way across the state, and we need to pick up as many of those as we can. And I don't think it takes very many, maybe 5 or 6. I don't remember what the total number is, but if we can get to a certain number, then we can actually start impacting some of the policy making that the Republicans have put in place. And we might be able to start slowing down some of the really bad legislation. But hey, let's talk about some things today. Again, our goal on this show is just to make it short so that you can enjoy just a little bit of a break. Maybe you're having a coffee break at work or a coffee break at home or whatever you're doing at this time, just to be able to just sit back and relax a little bit, pick up on a little bit of stuff that's going on. So this is the post that I put out today, and this is kind of the thing that I want us to concentrate on. You know, this is our Facebook post that we put out, and really it's about we live among giants. So let me get into it. This euphemism that we live among giants is true. We have the opportunity to elect our first woman president. If we provide her with a Democrat-controlled House and Senate, we can crush the economic strangleholds that grocery giants and oil mega monopolies have on our day-to-day cost of living. Can you imagine a day when your housing budget is not drastically impacted by the greed of oil and grocery executives? Those executives only care about putting record profits and record number of amount of money into their own pockets while forcing you to pay exorbitant amounts on essentials like gasoline, diesel, milk, bread, meat, and eggs. Kamala Harris and our legislature will be able to enact policies to stabilize our costs from price gouging when an executive wants to buy a new yacht or spaceship. That's what we're dealing with, folks. It's just crazy. Can you imagine crushing the division, racism, homophobia, xenophobia, and the hate that Donald Trump has forced upon the American people for nearly the last decade? Can you imagine an America whose disagreements make us seek common ground to work together and grow as a people and as a nation? That's the future of America if you vote for Kamala Harris. That's also the future of America if you vote for Democrats. That's the future of America when we elect a generational change and reject the historic rhetoric of bondage, hate, and division. That's the future of America when we realize we walk among giants who can carry us forward instead of holding us back. So there's a couple of the things that I wanted to talk a little bit about. And one of them is, you may have seen this deal that came out in the since last night. Tucker Carlson and former President Donald Trump were sitting down together, and Trump criticized Liz Cheney. If you remember Liz Cheney, she was a legislator from Wyoming, and her father was the vice president for George H.W. Bush. And Trump was criticizing her for endorsing Vice President Harris during a chat with former news host Tucker Carlson. And he actually went on to say, and I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter, but his daughter is very dumb, is a very dumb individual, very dumb, Trump said. She is a radical war hawk, he continued. And he said this before. Let's put her with a rifle standing with 9-barrel shooting at her. Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. Who says that in today's politics? What kind of president is this? I don't get it. This is so outrageous. It's beyond the pale. And really, it's demeaning, and it's demeaning to you and to me to have somebody that could possibly be the president of the United States who is lowering themselves and lowering the bar, and that's just going to cause more violence and more people like the Proud Boys to do radical, extreme things, and extremism is going to rule the day under Donald Trump. Of course, this has really caused a stir with Liz Cheney. You know, she's fighting back and she's pushing back. And I think she's actually calling for the FBI to investigate, because this is really a death threat against her. And again, I have to ask this again: is this really who you want as president of the United States? I know I don't. I don't want Donald Trump anywhere in politics ever again. I want him banished, put in jail if that's what the law requires, but at least banish him, exile him to Mar-a-Lago and shut him off. Don't allow him the megaphone to shut off all of his communication. This guy is nothing but a cancer on the society, and he just needs to be, shut down, shut off, and put away, and exile. And we can do that and leave him in Mar-a-Lago. Just get rid of him. But like Kamala says, one day, if elected, Donald Trump will be working on his revenge list on day one. But on day one, Kamala, if elected, I will be working on my to-do list. That's the kind of leader that we really have to have in the White House, somebody who has that kind of vision. I'm going to show you something else. And again, this goes back to this big story about, President Biden said some things that offended the entire MAGA movement because he called them garbage. I want you to pay attention to this.
And it's not her, it's the people that surround her. They're scum. They're scum. And they want to take down our country. They are absolute garbage.
So, folks, really? We're offended because our president says something about garbage, but when Donald Trump says stuff about garbage and calling us garbage, we're not offended by that. That's stupid. Well, I got a message for Donald Trump, and it's not this is not some extreme message, but if you want to see really what needs to be done with Donald Trump, let's put him in a trash truck himself. Oh, well, wait a minute. He did that by himself. He just about stumbled and fell out of the trash truck. And I'm naming that Trump Garbage Force One. That's a good place for him. And again, this goes back to the rhetoric that came out of the Nazi rally that he held in Madison Square Garden in New York. And it was not funny to see that the demeaning message that came out of there. And we really need to pay attention to that rhetoric, because again, that tells you a lot about how he feels about minorities. The Puerto Rican population tells you a lot about how he feels about the blacks. But half of our population is women, and he went ahead and demeaned them, and he continues to demean women all across our nation. I don't understand it. I just don't understand why anybody would even be allowed at this point to continue with their political ambitions and being as stupid as that. Well, hey, folks, this is our show. Trying to keep it down to just about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Yesterday, we went a little bit longer than that. But, and I did have a message that I wanted to play, but I didn't get it ready in time. But I wanted to let you see the response to that rally in Madison Square Garden by Donald Trump. J-Lo had a very wonderful, very calm speech last night in Las Vegas. And she talked about that and the inspiration that she has being from a Puerto Rican heritage and what she's asking people who follow her to do in supporting Kamala Harris. But again, we'll have to watch that another day. But until next Monday, folks, go vote. Get out and go vote. Today, the polls are open. They opened up at 8 o'clock. They don't close until 6 p.m. tonight. I don't care how long the lines are. Just go vote. Make your voice heard. Take somebody with you. If you can, take 5 people with you. Try to influence 5 people to go vote, particularly if they're Democrats. We can't leave anybody laying around at home. It's that important. So the early voting is today in Oklahoma. And then tomorrow, it's open from 8 o'clock until 2 o'clock. And then, of course, it's going to be open, virtually all day on Tuesday, November the 5th. But please vote. That's all I got for you. Until next Monday, everybody, please be safe.